Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, YouTube. We are live. We are live for the goddamn pre-show. It feels great to be back. Good morning to my Americans, and for the rest of you across the world, good evening, whatever it is. You guys finally are going to get one of those cards where you don't have to wake up super goddamn early or stay up all goddamn night. Why is my screen not full? What are we doing? We got the full screen going now. Good morning, guys. What's up? Welcome to the pre-show, the only goddamn pre-show in town, the only goddamn pre-show that matters. Can you guys hear me? Is anyone in the chat? Can you hear me? Let's find out. Is the mic working? What's good, everybody? God damn, it feels good. We're here to talk about UFC London, Evloev versus Murphy. A decent little card. Is it the most exciting? No, not really, but there's some pretty damn good names on here. Some great fights on here, and I'm excited to talk about all of it. Now, if you guys are new to the pre-show, here's what we do. We get on here. We talk about all the goddamn fights. I give you my predictions. If you guys have any questions, we talk about those questions. We talk about everything, and yeah, it's just a fun vibe. Excuse me if I'm not as energetic as I should be. I'm having my coffee. I just woke up like 25 minutes ago, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. Who is in the chat? Anybody in the chat? What's up? Talk to me. How am I doing, brother? Brother, I am doing great. How are you? Where are you at? Are you in America? Are you in Europe? Talk to me. Let me know where we're at this morning or this evening in England. Like, I have no idea what time is it in England. It's probably like 3-4 o'clock. Rashid, yeah, Luke, 100% Luke. We're gonna get into all the fights here in a little bit. I'm just trying to wake up a little bit and enjoy this coffee and talk to some of you guys before I start breaking down goddamn fights. You're in the Netherlands. You're in Holland. Shout out the Netherlands. Yeah. See, you European fans, talk to me, right? I know it's brutal. So I have a lot of cousins in Sweden, and diehard UFC fans. My cousin in Sweden specifically, he grew up with the Tamer brothers, David and Daniel Tamer. Shout out to them. Like, they're like his kids, godfathers, and like he's like their best man at their wedding. Like, they're super goddamn close. But yeah, like he would always, go to any UFC cards that were in Europe back in the day, and he would tell me that they'd have to stay up all night to watch the cards and shit. Absolutely brutal. Obviously, we'll do it here in America for like the UFC Macau and some of the Asian ones. We're going to have to do it for the card coming up in May in Australia, April, something like that. Jack Della's card. That's going to be a weird time for us. But yeah, brutal for you guys. I mean, you're watching UFC fights at like 4 or 5 in the morning. Not so fun. Okay, true. 16:23 over there, 15:23 in London. Guys, that's 4 and 3:23 for the uneducated fucking swine in the chat. Okay. Yeah, so it's like you guys are getting it like we normally get it, right? It's normal timing out there, this card. That's pretty cool. Pretty gosh darn cool. Yeah, I'm excited, guys. I sent out the invite to DS. We'll see if he's going to show up today. He might not. And yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're a creator and you're in the chat, you're welcome to join in, right? So that's what we do on the pre-show. Rashid, brother, no, thank you for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That would mean the world to us. But yeah, send out the invite to DS. No Bromo has told me that he may or may not show up. It depends. His kids are up, which is rare for him, again, because like the card timing is weird for you guys over there on the other side of the world. But he may join us. Who knows? I might be wrong, might join us. A lot of people, you guys have seen a ton of people show up to these things, and it's super goddamn exciting. Bro, it sounds crazy, but every weekend UFC starts here at 12, and the main card starts at 3 in the night. Yeah, it's like an overnight affair, so you guys are up to like 6 in the morning. I would absolutely hate. I get emotional, bro. Like, I get emotional when it's one of my favorite fighters fighting, right? Like, obviously, I'm sure we all do, but a guy like Yuri Prohashka, a guy like Merab or whatever, like those are my favorite fighters personally, but I can't imagine them losing a fight, getting knocked out or like whatever at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and now I got to go to sleep. Fuck that. I hate it. And every weekend I just stay awake and watch it, bro. I never miss an event. How does that how does that work with like your daily schedule? Does it fuck you up for work or school or whatever it is that you're doing? Does it screw over the rest of your week? I bet you're probably tired as hell on Sunday and Monday. I bet that's what's going on. Oh man, that's good coffee, guys. Iced coffee or hot coffee? We got any coffee fans in here, or was it good? Let's see what's going on over here. Boom. All right. I'm super disappointed. Where's my people at, bro? We usually got the squad in here. The Punisher, bro. We suffer every time, every weekend. We lucky tonight. It's your day. Like my boy Davison Figueiredo once famously said, "Today is a my day." This is your guys' day. You guys in Europe, you enjoy it. It's your time. It's your time. It's your time to shine. It's all good. Over here, the card actually starts at like a reasonable time here. It starts at noon. Starts at 12, so that's not bad at all. You know what I mean? The main card starts at 3 p.m. It'll be done by about 6 p.m. So 6 in the evening. That's amazing. That's amazing. It gives us time to go out on a Saturday night, go, get your girl, go to dinner, or do whatever the fuck you want to do. Go to a bar, a club, whatever, whatever. I'm not judging, but it's amazing. You're not even in Europe, but the time is perfect. Yeah, the time's pretty goddamn good. I wish it would start at like 2, to be honest with you, like an extra 2 hours, just because Saturday, guys, Saturday's my only day off. Saturday is my only day off, and it gets filled with UFC. So I'm up like, I don't know if you guys have seen me in Bromo's Discord or whatever. I'm up like 24/7. I don't get any goddamn sleep. So Saturday's my only day to sleep. So I'll be honest with you, like, if the UFC card starts at like 4 p.m. in America, I'm waking up at like 3:30 on a Saturday. It's the only day I get like 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep, because throughout the rest of the week, I'm getting like 2 to 3 to maybe, like, if I'm lucky, 4 hours. If I'm lucky, I'm getting 4 hours. But yeah, I'm definitely tired, bro, but I like to bet. And yeah, of course, we all like to bet and watch on fights. That's why our degenerate asses are here on YouTube talking about it. Look who is in the chat, boys. No Bromo MMA. Let's go, Lerone. And also, I would join, but my kids will be waking up soon, so I can't. Hope you enjoy the card, though, my man. No worries, Bromo. Again, the invitation, brother, for you is always, well, for all creators on this, not just you specifically, but shout out No Bromo. You are always welcome. If you change your mind, brother, drop it in the chat. The link will be in your fucking inbox in a few seconds, okay? Who do we have for the main event? And then you tell me that 4 hours of sleep is not optimal. Get some sleep. I know. That I know, bro. Punisher, like, come on now. Come on now. You know that I know that. I'm not stupid, but, bro, it gets in the way. You got work and then family and then, like, okay, so I got my day job, right? Aside from fucking doing what we're doing here at YouTube, got my day job, my real job. So I got to do that. I have a side hustle that I do. Then you got family, you got your girl, you got friends, and then I got fucking YouTube. Not to mention, like, YouTube isn't just like turn on the camera and I'm here for you guys. We got to do fucking film, me and DS, right? And yes, for a lot of these guys, we have our notes already written down. So in theory, I don't need to go back and watch Lerone Murphy fight, right? Like, I didn't have to go back and watch him fight this week because I have the notes from that I had from 319, and I remember the fight at 319 because I was there. So that saves me some time. But a lot of these fuckers that are coming from the Contender Series or Cage Warriors or whatever, it's like I got to go at least watch 3-4 of their fights, see what's going on with them. So, yeah, it is what it is. Parlays, we'll get into some of that right now. No Bromo Mofsar will make it look boring. And then Rashid says, what are your parlays, bro? I guess we can – let me pull up the odds, guys. I'm going to pull up the odds on DraftKings. And we'll kind of go through whatever props we like. I wish Toad was here. He's the prop guy. And, he's the prop guy. He's the prop guy. Him or Harry or somebody. Let's see, though. Let me pull up the UFC bets. UFC. Boom. All right. Should we start from the bottom of the card, guys, or should we start from the top? You tell me. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's see. I didn't place some bets. I haven't placed anything this week, guys. I have not placed any bets, but I like to do. So if I see something crazy, I'll bet it early on in the week, right? But normally my betting is done like there's always bets placed going into the card, but normally I'll bet during the card. I love live betting. So I'll like right before the card starts, I'll make a few fucking parlays and then we'll go from there. All right, start from the top. Punisher, I got you. But then we got a bottom, we got a top. It is what it is. Whatever. Let's just go. We're gonna talk about each fight like 50 times. You guys already know that. So the main event of the evening, we got Movsar Evloev, guys, and he is taking on Lerone the Miracle Murphy. Super interesting fight here, right? You've got two undefeated guys, two guys that for a long time now, everybody has said that, you know, they're kind of the two that deserve the next title shot, right? And of course, they were skipped over last time out by Diego Lopez, and some people hated that, some people liked it. Whatever. I get why the UFC did it as a business. He's way more exciting than these two, and I'm sorry if you're a fan of either one of these guys. They're not the most exciting fighters in the world. They are goddamn good. They are really, really good fighters, but they are kind of boring. Now, Movsar Evloev, you know what the deal is, right? You look at his name. If you've never seen him fight, you can look at his name, get an idea of who he is. He's an elite grappler, guys. He's going to be that. I know he's not Dagestani, but he's got that Dagestani style wrestling, relentless pressure, great control game. Once he's on top, he's one of those people that is going to remain on top. The scramble skills are elite, guys. They are maybe second to none in the division. Probably the best scrambler I've seen in this division. Shout out to Aljo. Made it close with him. But what we've seen from Movsar is a couple of close fights lately, right? I know the Diego Lopez fight doesn't count as lately, but it was very interesting to see a guy like Diego Lopez in his UFC debut take Movsar to a decision. Obviously, he lost that fight, but it was very goddamn close. Aljamain Sterling, very goddamn close. Arnold Allen, very goddamn close with Movsar Evloev. Movsar has been gone for a while. Does ring rust factor in? He looks absolutely freaking shredded. He says he's doing 1,000 push-ups a day. I would say he's on steroids, but that's just me. I'm playing a character. That's my assumption, right? He's taking on Lerone Murphy, who actually gets even more shit than Movsar Evloev, guys, because not only is Lerone Murphy seen as boring, people call him a decision merchant, okay? But Lerone Murphy is very goddamn skilled, guys, a very skilled striker, very good defense, super composed. And one thing you can't take away from the guy is he finds a way to win fights. Doesn't matter if they're ugly, doesn't matter if they're pretty. He finds a way to win every goddamn fight. Last time out, UFC 319, as I mentioned, I was there when he fought Aaron Pico, and it looked like Pico was getting the best of him. It looked like Pico was actually backing up the shit that he was talking. He was going to finish Lerone Murphy, and then no, not so fast, my friend. Lerone works himself back into it. Aaron Pico fucking crab walks into a spinning elbow, gets knocked out. All of a sudden, Lerone Murphy's getting finishes. He wants the belt now. These guys are fighting for the strap. Here's the problem, guys. I know there's a lot of you European. I know these are both European fellas, actually, technically. A lot of you guys want Lerone Murphy to win. It's not happening. I just doubt it's happening, guys. Again, I don't want to say I doubt it, because with Lerone Murphy, that's the one thing that you shouldn't do is doubt him, right? Don't fucking doubt him. He finds a way to win. It's just that so does Movsar Evloev. He looks absolutely shredded, guys, and he doesn't care. He's going to be boring. It doesn't matter to him. He's going to wrestle fudge this guy. And yeah, it just is what it is. Give me Movsar. I like it by decision. I don't see him getting a finish. If there is a finish in this fight, it is Lerone Murphy via knockout. I just don't see it. I like Movsar. I like the fight to go the distance. And that's what I'm doing there. Now, I don't want Evloev to win, but him decision just makes sense. There it is. Oscar, Bromo's dog, just picked Evloev. Seems like a thing he would do. And then we're getting this guy shouted out here. Evloev is 100% juiced up, brother. He is juiced to the goddamn gills. My guy, what's good? Matt in the chat. CHC, Matt, what up? You see the cap, my Binoy. Back in my day, Rube Foster would have wiped the floor with all these guys. Shout out Rube. Shout out Tony Stone. Shout out all of them. All of them, really. Bo. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Bo Young. Shout out him. Shout out everybody, bro. Octagon guy. What up, bro? I got cooked last card. It'd be like that sometimes, my boy. I got cooked 2 weeks ago. Last week, we rebounded pretty gosh darn well. And we're hoping this week we go absolutely fucking crazy. So, yeah, we just talked about that first fight of the night. Give me Movsar. Give me decision. By the way, fuck Gene Silva. He's there. He's talking all this. I don't like it. I don't like it. Got a dip to wake up my daughter now. Enjoy the card, my man. Bromo, thank you for stopping by, brother. You take care, all right? You take care of your family, my guy. There we go. Octagon guy lost on Brad, then doubled on Oki, lost and turned it off. Yeah, brother. Be responsible. That's all I'm gonna say. When it comes to betting, be responsible. Unlike this guy Matt that was in the chat, he's a degenerate. He is an absolute degenerate when it comes to the gambling. We move on. Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell Jr. A fucking weird co-main event, guys. Let's be serious. This is a themed card, right? I don't know if you guys like hearing this or if this is news to you, but anytime that the UFC leaves the comfort of America, okay, whether that's the Apex or any of our arenas that we have here, they go to a different country. What they do is they obviously stack that card with talent from that country. But what they do that I don't like is they stack it with talent from that country, and then they give them pretty goddamn easy matchups. Like, and they just put him in a position to win. And Luke Riley is not. He doesn't deserve a co-main event in the UFC. Let's be serious. But he's getting a co-main event in the UFC because of who he is, because of who he's friends with, because he's got a look, because they're trying to market him to the British audience. And they give him Michael Aswell Jr., who's not a bad fighter. He's tough. He's experienced, all that. He's not beating Luke Riley, guys, right? He's not beating Luke Riley. This is Luke Riley all day. He has shown that he is a high-level prospect. I think one day we will see him get chinned, but it's not quite that time. Luke Riley's just composed. He's technical. He's got enough to beat a guy the level of Michael Aswell Jr. My question is, how far does he go? How far does he go? Does he become a ranked guy? Is he a top 10 guy? Is he a top 5 guy? Is he a future title contender? I don't know. He's undefeated. He was a Cage Warriors champion. The Bogdan fight was super goddamn entertaining for what that was worth. Yeah, he's beating Michael Aswell, guys. Give me Luke Riley. I'll go by decision just because I do think Michael Aswell is a tough kid. But yeah, we shall see. Best UFC dog pick says Anshul Jubilee sleeps Kita in round 1. Hey, he beats Habib on paper, so I don't fucking doubt that. Matt, type shit. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you for stopping in here. Hit that thumbs up. Guys. Hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed. It would mean a lot to us. But yeah, we're going Luke Riley in the co-main event. Third fight. This one I'm really interested in, guys. I want to see everyone's opinion on this one. Weird fight. Weird feature fight. Matchmaking wise, right? Like, what are we doing here? I think I have an idea of what they're doing here, but this is super weird. Kind of shitty matchmaking. Michael Venom Page is taking on Sam Patterson. Number one, you give MVP, like, let's be serious, guys. MVP is the name value in this fight, right? Like, he's the A side. If the, this is the person that people know. No, nobody knows who the fuck Sam Patterson is unless you're a diehard UFC fan. You're giving Sam Patterson the opportunity to fight a guy like Michael Venom Page, huge name. You're doing it in England, which is super weird to me because if you're going to have MVP fight in England, you would assume that they would do what they're doing with the rest of these guys, right? Give him an easy matchup. Let him win a fight. Make sure he's the fan favorite. Nope, the UFC doesn't want to do that. They want to give Sam Patterson that shine, right? So I think the UFC is hoping that Sam Patterson wins this fight. I think they're hoping Sam Patterson wins this fight and gets himself a big name, guys. A big name. I don't know. It's a tough one because they're both super long. They're super rangy, but I think I'm going with MVP, man. MVP is so dynamic on the feet, guys. The movement is so goddamn good. It's crisp. It's exotic. Like, everything that MVP does is crazy on the feet. And yeah, like, I think I'm going to go with him. I don't believe in Sam Patterson. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second here. We are back. Sorry about that. Yeah. I think MVP wins this fight, guys. He's too long. He's too rangy. Like, Sam Patterson's a super tall guy, though. It is super awkward, man. It's a super awkward fight. I think the UFC wants to kind of shit on MVP. I think they want MVP to take a L here. I think they're probably paying him too much. That would be my guess, that his contract is too high and they want to give him an L, but they want to keep him around. And I guess they're looking for new English stars, right? We knew that from the beginning of this Paramount era, and I guess that Sam Patterson matches that. But yeah, I just don't see it, guys. Because if you're standing up with Michael Venom Page, right? I think if Sam Patterson wants to win this fight, he needs to go to the grappling. Can he land a shot? I guess, but nobody lands on MVP. Nobody lands on MVP at all. He is defensively so goddamn responsible. The footwork is elite, guys. Like the movement, the in and out is amongst the fastest I've ever seen in my life in MMA. And he's not a small guy. He's 185 pounds, 170 pounds. He's like 6'4". It's crazy. I'm going with MVP. We shall see. Andrew Nance in the chat says LFG. And then if MVP wins a decision, I will be happy. Yeah, my prediction, official prediction, is MVP by decision. Look, I think Sam Patterson's good. I think he's a little bit underrated, but he's not Michael Venom Page, guys. Michael Venom Page on the feet is fucking special. He is absolutely special. We move on to the next fight before we do, though. Matt says MVP, just a fun guy to watch. You're a fun guy, Matt. You are a fun guy. We're all fun guys here on the Saturday pre-show, and I appreciate all of you guys for stopping by. We move on to a fight that I love, guys. A fight that I absolutely love. Iwo Barnowski taking on Austin Lane. Austin Lane moving down, of course, from heavyweight. He's absolutely fucking massive for 205 pounds, guys. A big, athletic, former NFL player. But we've seen at heavyweight, he's kind of just whatever. He's mid. Like, he has big power. Of course he does. He's super athletic, super powerful. But he's chinny, man. He's chinny as hell, and we've seen that. Then you take Iwo Barnowski, who's a guy that everyone's so goddamn excited about, especially after his debut fight in his last fight, right, where he fought Ibo Aslan in what was a round of the year contender, a fight of the year contender, even though the fight lasted 2 or 3 minutes. Iwo Barnowski quickly became a fan favorite because that fight was super goddamn fun. Everyone wants Iwo Barnowski to win. I think everybody's become a fan of this guy. I think he's going to win this fight, but guys, I am petrified. The odds don't make sense to me here. They don't make any sense because Austin Lane is so big. He's so much taller. He's like 7 inches taller than Iwo. He can crack. He's taller. He's like obviously rangier. The question is, can Iwo reach him? If Iwo can reach him, he can knock him out. If he can't, Austin Lane now has time to reach him and knock his ass out. I know that sounds like fucking stupid and not so technical, but it's a big problem. There's a 7-inch fucking difference in this one, and Austin Lane is a big ass guy. So I'm picking Iwo Barnowski. I'm picking him by knockout. My confidence level is like 55%. DS was like super confident in this one. So again, we'll see. People are saying that everyone's so confident in Iwo. Like, I am too. He's the better fighter between the two guys, but he is super goddamn short compared to this guy. Matt says a true showman, what one might say. You know that, brother. You know I'm a showman. You know when the lights come on, when the fucking the stage is set and the situation calls for it, I come through. You saw what happened last night, Matt. You saw what happened last night. We ain't gonna talk about it, but when I'm fucking locked in and the lights are on and the camera's rolling and motherfuckers are ready for me to perform, you know what I do. You know what I do. I might be wrong. MMA in the chat. What's up, brother? What's up? I might be wrong. Brother, you know you're welcome, right? You know you're welcome. And I know you are doing a fight companion this week, guys. I might be wrong's doing a fight companion, so check his fight companion out. And again, if you want to join the panel, I might be wrong. You know you're welcome. I've been warning people about Iwo. People forget, man. People forget, man. Austin Lane will be cut on Monday. Okay. Yeah, probably, right? If he loses, he will be. Yo, where's that Diaz dweeb? Shout out my boy Diaz. Diaz is not here, guys. Here's the thing, right? So he works, he's in real estate. So Saturday mornings are like super busy for him. I've been telling him though, I'm like, brother, like you're driving throughout the city of Chicago. You're always downtown, which if you guys haven't been to Chicago, fucking gorgeous downtown. One might say the best downtown in the world. It's gorgeous. But I'm like, yo, hop in from your car, like from place to place. You got like 15, 20, 30 minutes on a drive sometimes. Hop in the car. It'd be fun. I might be wrong. I'll pop in a few. I'll send you the link, brother. I will send you the StreamYard link. 1 second, guys. Let me get I might be wrong. Oh my goodness. Look who just speak of the devil, guys.
Uh,
Have you been watching DS?
no, I haven't.
Look at this. Hey, 10:45, right? What time is it? 10:46. Look at the message at 10:45. 1 second. WMC. Yo, where's that Diaz dweeb? And I'm like, man, I've told Diaz while you're driving throughout the city, like, bro, we have a beautiful downtown. Show it off to some of these people.
I'm not downtown right now, unfortunately, but
Where are you?
like I'm headed to Wicker Park.
Okay, shout out Wicker Park. Shout out Wicker Park. Didn't think we'd do that. How you feeling, Diaz? How's your morning treating you?
You know, I gotta take a shit, so
Okay, that's good.
yeah, not feeling great, honestly. But I'm a little hungover from my fantasy baseball draft yesterday. But shit, you know, we out here.
How do you feel about that? Look at this one. I got Lerone chinning Diaz in one. You think you got a shot?
Versus Lerone Murphy?
Yeah. The
Hell
miracle.
no.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I don't want to be that guy, though. You know what I mean? Because I'm like a supportive kind of friend.
No, for sure, but I'm getting slept, bro.
It's okay, brother. It happens. It happens to the best of us. But Diaz, how you feeling? We just been talking about. I'm gonna just start calling you Diaz from now on. That's just what it is.
Honestly, fuck it. I'll take it. I don't look Mexican at all, but I mean, I'll take it.
We should do custom jerseys, custom 10-7 jerseys. I'll put Bam Bam on the back, and then you just put Diaz.
Fire.
You know what I mean? Give me a second, Diaz. Talk to the people. What do you talk about this main event? I've been moving down the card, but if you want to talk about this main event, I'm just sending a link out, brother.
Shit, no, keep going. You know, I'll pop in whatever fight you're talking about.
Talk about this one right now because I'm doing something, Diaz. You're helping me out right now.
Evloev versus Murphy.
Yeah,
Man, I still think, you know, Evloev's gonna be the one to impose his game plan. You know, yeah, I still think he's gonna work for the takedown. I think he'll eventually get it. He'll win with control time.
you know what we were just talking about, Dino, and I agree with you. I'm in full agreement with that one. Something interesting we were talking about. We had just gotten finished with this fight, Iwo Barnowski, Austin Lane. We were both going with Iwo.
Yep.
I was telling him though that like I'm like super nervous about this fight
Because the height and reach difference.
Yes, and you're super confident in this fight, and
Yeah.
everyone seems to be confident on Iwo. I get it, man. Like I get the hype, but like I'm tripping.
I guess I just don't find Austin Lane that dangerous, honestly. You know, like, yes, he's obviously got a lot of reach and height, and I don't know. And I'm also like not like at 205. I don't know. He's not that scary to me. I just think Ewo's reckless as fuck, and I mean that could be his downfall too. But I think eventually he's going to be able to work it inside, and I think I said first round knockout, and I'm staying by that.
Yeah, I love working it inside. That's probably my favorite place to work it. WMC in the chat says, "Ah ha, brutal honesty." He loves it. Yes, he loves the honesty of you getting chinned by Lerone Murphy.
I mean,
shit.
what do you want me to say? You know, like,
you know, we're not delusional.
If we're talking about like you know, if we're talking about like a flyweight, you know, like if you're gonna put me against Brandon Moreno and he's not allowed to choke me out, I'll probably, you know, I could land a big shot.
You boxed for a handful of years.
Yeah, I did.
So you're not just like some asshole schlub off, you know, on the street, but like,
but I'm old now, you know.
It's different. You know what really bothered me? At one time, I was like, when we were hanging out with Captain Eric, we was at the club with Captain Eric, and I was like,
good old Captain Eric.
I I hit some combos or whatever, and I was like, "What's up, dog?" I was like, out of 100 fights, how many times do you think I take Wei Lee? He's like, none. Are you fucking crazy?
That's like, that to me. See, I don't subscribe to that bullshit. To me, that's fucking crazy.
That's an interesting, like, not me. Fuck me. I'm nobody. But like, there was a question that was posted. Like they did it about baseball with like the average person, how many hits will they get in an MLB season, and then like I don't like the conversation of like, would the average man beat a flyweight woman in the UFC? I don't like that convo. But like, what is the average man? Right? Like,
yep.
I mean, it's different in every country, but in America, I would say like, like I posted something about it. I was like, well, the average man in America, and I looked up like the height and weight. It was like 5'10", 200 pounds or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like we have millions of people that played high school football, that wrestled. Like there's athletic people. You know what I mean? Maybe the average person isn't athletic, but there's millions and millions who are. So like
Yeah.
that has to give you
Like
some sort of
what?
advantage.
What's? I feel like in those conversations, if that's what we're talking about, I feel like they have to go for a submission. Like you're not gonna Whaley's not gonna sit there and strike with you.
She's fast though. She might kick you in
She's
your
fast, you're
fucking
right,
shin.
but like I don't know, man. She'd have to land like a head kick or something. I feel like to take you out.
Imagine I'm just looking at the visual. You and Whaley, your big ass. Whaley's
Yeah,
little tiny Asian self head kick. She drops your shit. I'd be shook.
I'm bricked up at that point.
I'd be absolutely fucking just rattled. I'm probably hammered at that point, so it's even more devastating to me.
So you're like at the club. You're fighting Whaley at the club.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. You are. I'm just there with
Oh,
you now.
damn!
But now I feel
You're
like
not gonna hop in and help your boy.
that's what I'm saying. I have to step in now. Now I have to get knocked out, bro. Like I don't want to do that. That's
That's
fucked.
crazy.
That's fucked. All right, let's move on to the next fight before we get like sexism fucking chants. Anyways, Roman Dolidze, Christian Leroy Duncan, two guys that I just despise. DS. I don't like either one of these guys.
Yeah, I
They
feel
both
you.
infuriate me. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a big Christian Leroy Duncan guy. I feel like you were kind of, on the hype train a little bit when he first popped into the UFC.
Yeah.
Um, Dude, like I said, I thought Roman Dolidze was scary as fuck. Like for a while there, I thought he was gonna really do some shit, and then his striking just fucking sucks, man. So yeah, I mean, this is another one of those where it's like, who do you think is gonna be the one to impose their game plan and bring it into their own, into their realm, right? Um, I don't know, man. I keep going back and forth on this one, honestly, because Dolidze's strong as hell. Christian Leroy Duncan, though, I think he's just gonna end up piecing him up.
Yeah.
I just think the striking of Dolidze is just really bad.
Yeah, Roman Dolidze, absolutely just terrible on the feet, but you're right. He is super goddamn strong when it comes to the grappling. If he's able to get position, right? I don't know that his takedowns are the best, but his jujitsu's pretty goddamn good. And
Yeah.
his top game, pause, no Diddy,
Oh,
is amazing.
oh,
And that's probably why he stole Cheyenne Velismus from old boy JP Bays, because he
because
had
his
great
top game's
top game.
good.
Top
Yeah.
game good. DS, look who joined us. I might be wrong. How's it going, my friend?
What's up, boys?
What
What's
up?
up?
What
What's
up?
up? What's up? I might be wrong, by the way, guys. Not I might be wrong. I know I'm right, but this gentleman, I might be wrong. He is doing his first fight companion today.
Oh shit.
And yeah, tell us about that. I might be wrong. What's up, brother?
It's a long time coming. I said, by the way, this is completely a friend pointed out to me today.
Okay.
Today is the 1 year anniversary of my channel.
Oh
Complete
shit.
coincidence.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you, bro.
Oh yeah.
So this day last year, I was releasing my predictions video for the London card last year with Brady and Edwards. So, official 1 year anniversary for that. So
Hell yeah. Well, congrats to that. And then now you're finally doing the fucking the live stream for the card this week. Have you ever I know you're always in Bromo's chat when he's doing if he's doing his thing, because he doesn't always do the fight companions. But do you like fight companions? I feel like I fucking hate them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might be wrong. I hate them.
it depends on the person.
Yeah.
I just view it as like, if I'm sick of the commentators, I'll just pop on a fight companion,
Yeah.
Because the time I watch it, like in Europe and all, it's about 4 a.m. when the main event's on, and you get sick of hearing Joe Rogan, like pretty much
All right.
explode over a calf kick. So
Right.
I'd rather listen to either Bedtime, someone else, Bromo if he's doing it.
Shout out Bedtime MMA. Shout out No Bromo. Shout out McMuffin in the chat. He subbed. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Also, follow us on Instagram at the107MMA, where the official picks go up, where we are over goddamn 70%. Also, type shit. One more thing, DS. I don't know if you know this about our boy. I might be wrong. He dropped a dramatic ass video on YouTube yesterday.
Did
Okay. It's super dramatic. And I was like, what's going on here? I was like, okay, this is interesting. He joined some pick creator thing with some big guys. What is that? I might be wrong. What did we join yesterday?
So basically, it's a pick tracker, I've stumbled my words completely there. It's a pick tracker, and basically, you know Kenny Okoye. You ever see his thumbnails where it says 97.8% pick rate?
Yeah.
Ah, fucking A.
Load of horse shit.
Mhm.
I showed a real stat, and it's like 68%. So not a bad statistic,
Damn.
but it's just to keep creators like that from lying to their fans. And I've joined, and it's pretty much a competition who can get the best one. I'll be happy if I'm not last. So
Yeah, and I don't think you will be. You had that shitty week 2 weeks ago, like we did,
yeah.
but that's okay. You're usually pretty goddamn good with it. Talk to us about this fight. We were just about to move on, but do you have anything to add about Delize CLD?
I feel like you're severely underrating Christian Leroy Duncan.
Okay.
I would agree with you. It's a bit like I had a fight, a Ramiz Brahimaj.
Yeah.
A year ago, I probably wouldn't have thought he was going to amount to anything. But recently, there's been a change. There's like a mental change in him. I feel like the same thing is happening with Christian Leroy Duncan. I feel like he's locked in at this point in his career. I feel like he's going to show out. I think he's going to put on like a star-making performance. A bit like what Fluffy did.
He's also what? How much younger is he? Like, is it like 10 years?
Something like that. It's
Is
like
that the
9
difference?
years. Yeah, because
I think it's a pretty sizable age difference.
Yeah, 37 to 30, so 7-year difference.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Still, yeah.
No.
That's not bad. Look, CLD to me, he's a dangerous striker, guys. Like the striking's beautiful. It's amazing to watch. It's very pretty, but it's just like I don't know, man. Something about him screams fraud. I'm still. Oh man, this is the closest fight for me to pick, but I do think he's gonna knock out Roman Dolidze just because I think Roman Dolidze quits too much. I think he's a quitter. We've seen him quit several times, and then I think this is Lethal in the chat saying Duncan decision, free money. Yeah, we'll see, man. We will see. Yeah, let's move on. Let's get the hell away from that.
Just so you know, my clients are probably gonna pull up in like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna have to hop off. But
hey, brother, you feel free. Talk to me about this fight in case you have to get off. DS Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. You were hanging out with Danny Silva last night, weren't you?
What? Oh, that's a good one. Honestly, this is another one I kind of like. I'm not as confident as I was when we broke it down. We both picked Curtis Campbell, right?
Yep.
So. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I like Curtis Campbell, you know.
Oh, there he goes. How about you?
Like
I might
Curtis
be wrong.
Campbell.
Do you like Curtis Campbell?
Well, I'm afraid to say it now in case it disappear, but Curtis Campbell to me, he's young, but I'm not sold yet.
Yeah.
I think stylistically, this is a favorable matchup for Curtis Campbell.
Yes.
Because I just feel like Danny Silva, he just kind of, if he just can't find his range, he just kind of emotes and gets frustrated a lot. I feel like Curtis Campbell will just keep better range, body kicks, teeps, head kicks, maybe mix into wrestling. Who knows? And I feel like he'll wear him down. Then second or third round TKO, like ref steps in.
Yeah. I mean, here's what I have it by decision, and the way I have it written on my notes here is Campbell by decision, parentheses, close, very competitive, might be controversial. Now, here's the way I see it, right? I do like Curtis Campbell. I think he's a solid prospect. It's clear that the UFC wants to push him, right? He's got the Pink Panther moniker. They're giving him the pink shorts, which I know it's just like shorts. Who gives a fuck? But honestly, it means something. It means something because the UFC is not handing out customs. The UFC is not handing out these special shorts to just anyone. I have a theory that Sean O'Malley is getting new custom shorts and that pink will become a color that is available for everyone, kind of like purple became, right? It was requested. It finally became a thing, and now everyone's using purple. I think pink might start getting passed around a little bit, but it means something. It means the UFC likes this kid. It means that the UFC wants this guy to do something. Diaz just texted me and said his app crashed and he'll be back in a little bit. But yeah, the UFC likes him. But here's the thing with Danny Silva, right? He's more experienced against high-level guys, and Danny Silva is pretty good, right? He's battle-tested. He's got good composure, I think. You were kind of saying that he doesn't. the thing is, we've seen Danny Silva. He's 2-1 in the UFC. His only loss is to Kevin Vallejos, who, if you don't know, we found out very quickly last week that Kevin Vallejos is the real fucking deal. So I still think Campbell does enough to win this fight, especially in England. I could see a weird decision going his way. This is a guy that they definitely want to win. But don't count out Danny Silva. That's all I'm saying.
Here's a fun fact. I'm not going to say which because it exposes my local area.
Okay.
But my local area, it's the betting, the store. It's giving out tips and it's raising the prices on Danny Silva.
Yeah.
It is encouraging people to go for Danny Silva. So that's very interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what, I don't know what that points to. I haven't really been tracking the like the odds movement very much this week, but yeah, it's weird. It's a closer fight than I think we were all thinking midweek. And you're confident in Curtis Campbell, right? Like, what would you put your confidence level at?
About 70%.
70%. Would you say that it has moved lower throughout the week?
Maybe like a 60. I was going to say 67, but then the brain rot took over my head. So we'll say 68.
68. Okay. So I'm sorry if I'm misunderstanding. You've become more confident in Curtis Campbell as the week has
a little bit less, but I'm still
a little
confident.
bit less. Okay, yeah, because Diaz said that he's less confident. My notes when I originally did it, I was like very close, controversial. So I've been like 50-50 the whole time. Like I'm still kind of where I was at, but I feel like that's a trend where people are kind of starting to hop on Danny Silva, and the odds that you were talking about would indicate that. Super interesting fight. Again, I just think that if Danny Silva doesn't get a finish, we are going to get a Curtis Campbell decision. Like, I just don't see how, besides him getting dominated, the London Commission or whatever it is would give him a decision. I just don't see it, but maybe I'm wrong. I want to find out. We're going to find out a lot about him. That's for sure. He looked great on the Contender Series, though.
This is a tough fight for him. So if he does well in this fight, I might be sold on him.
Yeah, we'll find out. We shall see. We move on to another UK fighter in Mason Jones from Wales, and he's taking on Axel Sola, who is French, I believe. Mason Jones is super goddamn gritty. I might be wrong. He is super tough and durable and high pace, and he pushes pressure. And I don't want to be an asshole, but I think that's all he's got. I think that can take you pretty far in the UFC. I think it's some great traits to have, but I think there's a ceiling when you're that kind of fighter. And when it comes to Axel Sola, he's very sharp. He's obviously an undefeated fighter. He's very clean. He's got good composure, but we have yet to see him tested at the high level. I think this will probably be his best opponent to date. Personally, I went with Axel Sola. As a channel, we have to come to a consensus decision, me and DS. He was confident in Mason Jones, who I believe was the underdog in this one. So our official 10-7 pick ended up being Mason Jones. However, I went with Sola by decision. I think he just is the cleaner striker between the two. So we're very kind of split on this one. What do you think?
This is a weird one because it's more gut feeling. When I saw this fight was announced, I was kind of 50-50 on it.
Okay.
But as I thought about it, and this is just, it's also like my, just breaking down the fight in my head, and also just my gut feeling. I think Mason Jones got this.
Yeah.
I think the wrestling is going to become a point in this fight, and I think Mason Jones is going to get the better of that, in my opinion. I feel like he's very underrated wrestling, and he just doesn't use it because he likes getting to wars.
Yeah. I was at the UFC Iowa fight. I believe that was 2 fights ago for him versus Jeremy Stevens. First of all, that card was kind of a shitty card, but that was the most exciting fight of the night. Obviously, Jeremy Stevens, that was his, comeback to the UFC or whatever, fighting in front of his home crowd. So the crowd was really into it, but they went out there, they put on a banger fight. I got to meet Mason Jones afterwards. I got to meet him and his family. Cool people, man. Really good people. He's a tough ass kid. So I can see it. And DS was trying to convince me to go with Mason Jones. You're right. The grappling, man, it's that pressure, right? With Mason Jones, to me, the only thing that comes to mind is pressure. And I think if he's able to use that pressure, he can beat a guy in Axel Sola who we don't really know how he's going to deal with somebody who's kind of heavier than him, pushing him up against the cage. If he gets a takedown, how does Axel Sola deal with that? So I get what you're saying. Again, another 50-50 fight. I hate being like so 50-50, especially on back-to-back fights here, but like it just is what it is, man. It's pretty good matchmaking. What do you see as Mason Jones' ceiling? Let me ask you that.
Probably like a 13 rank. I think he gets a 13.
So you think he's a guy that'll crack into the rankings and just kind of, you think he kind of stay towards the top of the rank or towards the bottom of the rankings there?
Yeah, I think he beats Grant and Dawson.
Really?
Yeah, I think he
Okay.
beats Grant Dawson.
Yeah, he might crack Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson has like a massive flaw in his game. Like he's so good in the grappling and with the jiu-jitsu and with the wrestling, but the striking and the shout out Mason Jones, by the way, before he came back to the UFC, went on fire in Cage Warriors, where he's 12-0. He won the belt at Cage Warriors, and just a fucking awesome story for him. Happy to see him back, and hopefully he does win this fight. We move on to another Brit, Nathaniel Wood versus Kita. This fight, super fucking interesting, man. This guy, Lucene Kita, I believe he came from Octagon, where he was a champion, I believe a double champion over there, and he's so dangerous. He's so goddamn dangerous. He's explosive. He's dangerous. He throws massive power. He was supposed to make his UFC debut last year versus our boy, Patricio Pitbull. Shout out the Pitbull brothers. And he missed weight. They asked Pitbull to take the fight. They were going to give him like 30% of the purse. He refused because he was like, I'm already doing you a favor. You're a young guy coming into the UFC. You're this hyped up prospect, this dangerous prospect. You are taking on a name in Patricio Pitbull. And Pitbull has a point there, right? People forget he's a double champ at Bellator. He was trying to become the first man to be a 3-division world champion in one of the major leagues. Ended up losing that fight at 135 to Sergio Pettis. But that's a name, right? That's like the name of Bellator. And for a kid like this guy coming in, he's like, I'm sorry, man, be fucking professional. Make weight. It's not my fault that you're not a pro. But the UFC signs him back, which I thought was interesting because when the UFC has a grudge, they tend to hold that grudge. So I was surprised that they re-signed him. He's taking on Nathaniel Wood, the last Kingsman, used to be the prospect, but just a technical, well-rounded guy. Nathaniel Wood, like I love Nathaniel Wood, clean striker, good movement. The fight IQ is pretty good at times. Sometimes you're like, wow, what a smart fighter. And sometimes you're like, what a fucking idiot, Nathaniel Wood. Like, what are we doing? But he's tough. He's tough for anybody on his night. This was a fight where I'm super confident in Lucene Kita. Sir, DS, super confident in Nathaniel Wood. So I was like, you know what, DS? We flipped the fucking coin. You can have Nathaniel Wood. So he became the official pick again. This is one that I'm not 50-50 on. I'm the opposite of what the 10-7 official pick is. You give me your thoughts. I might be wrong.
By the way, I just want to apologize. My family's over, so you might hear shouting.
That's
it's not their fight. Football's on, so they're going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel Woods. The thing about you said about grudges, I actually feel like this is the grudge because you get Nathaniel Woods, a well-tested fighter in his hometown.
Yeah,
I feel like that's going to be the if he does this and he does it well, that's going to be the grudge gone. But I feel like this is kind of punishment taken on a hometown fighter. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, Nathaniel Woods, I agree with what you said about the fight IQ, where sometimes it's great, sometimes it's absolute horseshit.
Yeah,
but I feel like this matchup, I see Nathaniel Wood fluking the decision. And my reasoning is, if you look at his last fight he fought in London, he fought Morgan Charrier, and he was the underdog in that fight as well.
yeah.
But there's one similarity with these two guys. Lucene Kita, he leaves himself very open when he comes in. When he smells blood, his chin is high in the air. And I feel like if Wood can, especially with the weight cut, because we know he's struggling with it, you don't know how the chin's going to look. Wood might crack it. I don't say he's going to finish him, but I think he'll get it, like knock him down, get 10-8 rounds. You know, that sort of thing. And also the grappling. Wood has pretty decent grappling. And I don't know how that will match up to Kita, but I feel like it might beat him. So I can see Wood edging out a 29-28 decision.
Well, I hope you're right for the sake of our channel, and we're not on the pick tracker, but we are in a pick competition, as we always are. And again, we're over 70% 2 years straight. We've had kind of a slow start to this year, so I'm hoping you're right. For the sake of the channel, I hope Nathaniel Wood wins this fight. I'll be fucking rooting for him. So, again, I just don't see it, guys. I don't know, like, the way I'm seeing it is when people are picking Nathaniel, like I love Nathaniel Wood. I am a fan for sure. It's just like I just don't know that people are really looking into Kita and seeing the film and seeing the power. Maybe I'm just overdoing it, right? That happens sometimes. You watch a prospect or you were mentioning football. You watch a player and you're just enamored by their skill or whatever. That could be what's going on here. I don't see it. I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
That's me with Air the Air, bro. Like, no one else sees it, bro.
We move on to the next fight of the night. Big boys. We got the big boys. Another, I guess you could call him a Brit, but I believe he's Portuguese. Mario Pinto. He's taking on Felipe Franco. Look, I think Mario Pinto is the real deal. I do believe in Mario Pinto. He is entertaining on the microphone, and God damn it, the UFC has shown when it comes to the heavyweight division, that's really all they care about. Get us a finish, be loud on the microphone, and you get pushed up the rankings. You get skyrocketed, just like Josh Hokett, who is now going to be fighting friend of the channel, Curtis Blades. So Mario Pinto, last time out, he did the whole, joke where he's like, I don't speak English, and then he started talking like a fucking London roadman or whatever. Mario Pinto's legit, bing bang bosh, whatever the fuck he says, undefeated, aggressive, powerful. He's got all the tools. And then you got Felipe Franco, a dangerous guy as well. A lot of power on his side, obviously, but he's super hittable. And I just think Mario Pinto, especially at home, especially with the momentum, especially with what the UFC wants and the matchmaking, I think this is made for him to win this fight. Pinto, round 1 TKO, too much pressure, too much power. He's just a better fighter than Franco. What do you think?
Shout out to Mario Pinto for improving his English, by the way. Just want to get that out there. Felipe Franco, I watched the Contender Series he was on, and he was dominating the first round, and then he gassed horrifically. So I think his gas tank is going to be pretty shit in this fight, considering he's coming off the couch.
Yeah.
And also he looked a bit, I'm not going to say in a bad way, but if you look at his Contender Series fight, he looked like Jay Cutler. And in this fight, he looks he's puffed up a little bit. So I can't imagine his cardio is going to be all that great. And we know Mario Pinto has decent cardio, as he's gone to the end of the second round multiple times. And he's gone like 5 rounds in one fight. So we know he has cardio. The only place I can see Felipe Franco winning this is on the feet, but with the height and reach advantage and the boxing, the crisp boxing that Mario Pinto has, I can see. And also, one thing, I can see a sub. I can see if Pinto gets into trouble on the feet, I can see him taking him down, getting a Kimura.
Yeah, it's possible. Look, he's better everywhere. By the way, guys in the chat, where are we at? The chat was fucking popping. Nobody's talking anymore. Maybe they're just enjoying us that much. I might be wrong.
They disappeared with Diaz.
Yeah, right? What happened? But look, anytime you have these prospects coming out of Brazil, right? Especially at heavyweight, like forget the lower weight classes. We know what the deal is. These big guys, the heavyweights, the 205ers, some of these 85ers from Brazil, they come in and they're fighting. They're coming in from these small regional promotions in Brazil. And a lot of those are bullshit promotions, man. I hate to say it, but the truth is the truth. So this guy goes out, as you mentioned, loses in the Contender Series, kind of looked good early, looked terrible late. They don't sign him. He goes on, he fights a guy after the Contender Series that was 10-7. So shout out 10-7 MMA. And then he fights a guy that was 1-1. He gets himself a RNC in round 1 and is signed to the UFC. Like, what the fuck is that? 1-1 is crazy. How do you get into the UFC fighting a 1-1 guy? But that's the problem with these regional promotions in Brazil. We see it in other parts of the world too, right? Like a lot gets made of these Dagestani guys and their inflated records. You see a lot of prospects coming in from China that have like 40 fights and the guy's like 23 years old. Like, what? How are we getting here? So I think the matchmaking is just dog shit. Yeah, you're very confident in Mario Pinto, right?
100%.
100%. And yeah, Dunk, we already read that. I'm just listening, bro. There we go. I love that. By the way, this is Lethal, right? I'm right, Lethal? Is this you? Let me know. Western Mass, had to shower, got to cook now, enjoying the breakdowns as I am lurking. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you guys for being here. Look at that. We are holding an audience. I might be wrong. We got them. They're just fucking listening. They're enjoying the breakdowns. This is great. This is what this is all about. This is what this is all about. And if you guys want more from right here, I might be wrong. Go follow him on YouTube. He's going to be doing a fight companion today. So good luck with that. Let's move on. I'm not even going to try to read this guy's fucking name, but Montas. He is taking on Antonio Trocoli, the former Mr. Mackenzie Dern. How do you see this fight?
Now, Montaz is I've been saying for the longest time, this guy, he's 8-1. He's lost a fight, and I believe it was due to grappling. But I like this guy. I really do. I think he's young. He has time to improve. Boxing is crisp. I think he has good power. I can see him being one of the first to knock out Antonio Trocoli in the first 3 minutes. That's what I see.
I don't hate it. Look, Antonio Trocoli, he's such a weird case, right? Because you look at him and you're like, holy shit, like this guy's a unit, man. He's absolutely fucking jacked. He's got a massive frame for the division. He's shredded. He looks the part. He comes with like credentials, right? He's got jiu-jitsu credentials. He's got good power on the feet. Like he kind of looks the part. I mean, he pulled Mackenzie Dern, right? So he looks the part. That's for sure. Then he comes into the UFC. He looks kind of scary, and we're like, all right. He loses to Shara Magomedov, and it's like, that's fine, whatever. Shara, we don't really know about him, but we know he's a great striker. That's what they say. So he loses to Shara Magomedov. We're willing to write that off. Then he faces our boy. Shout out Tresean Gore. Love that guy to death. Friend of the channel. Goes out there, fights Tresean Gore. I was a little worried for Tresean Gore. Made it look easy. Made it look easy with the standing gilly. And then they give him Mansur Abdul-Malik, which is like, if you're setting up somebody to fight Mansur Abdul-Malik, it lets me know where you're at in the company. The company is using you at that point as a stepping stone. They are using you as just somebody's win to get them up the rankings, to give them experience, to give them whatever. I think that's what they're doing here as well, man. I think Antonio Trocoli, for all the things that he has, all the good features and all the good skills and attributes that he has, he's just not a great fighter, man. He struggles to put it together. There's just not too much danger from what I've seen in the cage, which is weird because, again, I know the danger's there. But, yeah, your boy here, Montas from Lithuania, is getting a knockout. You said round 1 early TKO. I said TKO round 2. So I think that Trocoli survives a little bit, but ultimately we get to the same point, which is face down, ass up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So love that fight. Talk to me about this next one. This one's going to be super goddamn entertaining. Louis Sutherland, who a lot has been made about the way that Louis Sutherland looked on the scale. He's not quite the Louis Sutherland that we used to see back in the day. Looks a little fatter, looks less jacked. If you go look at his picture on Tapology, my goodness, he is shredded. He's got bowling ball fucking traps, and all of a sudden he's just a fat guy. People have been making roid speculations about this guy for a long time. He's taken on Brando Pericic. I'll give you my breakdown on this one pretty quickly. I mean, it's heavyweight. It's two guys that are going to slug. I think this can play out similar to the way that Iwo and Ebo played out last year, where it's just going to be two fucking just gigantic burly men throwing fists, and whoever lands first is going to win this fight. I just think that's going to end up being Brando Pericic. I think that Pericic is the more technical fighter. I think he's more measured. He's the cleaner striker. And again, it's heavyweight. Anything can happen. So I'm never super confident in a heavyweight fight. I just think he's better than Louis Sutherland. What do you think?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't see the weigh-in, but okay. now you have me second guessing because my official pick, I went Louis Sutherland because I looked at his amateur thing. He looked fucking great. Yeah. And in his fight with Walter Walker was saying, "Oh, I'm going to strike with him. I'm going to strike with him." Louis Sutherland threw one hook, at the fucking speed of light, and then Walter instantly shot a double leg. So there's going to be very minimal grappling threat from Pericic. I think it's 50-50. I'm going to go with the hometown guy.
Yeah, fair. It is a coin flip. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. In my notes, the prediction is, weirdly enough, Pericic by decision stays composed and picks Sutherland apart over time. He's going to have the cleaner work. This is not going decision. I don't know who I thought I was fucking kidding or what I thought I was getting, like what I thought I saw. That's not happening. This fight's not going to fucking decision. Let's be serious. But if it does, then I'm going to claim that. Okay. I am going to claim that. I'm going to take the credit. We move on to a fight that got chippy, a thing that got chippy at the weigh-ins. Shamrock and Abdul Karim El Sawadi. So since he didn't see the weigh-ins, let me tell you, I might be wrong. Shamrock, Abdul Karim El Sawadi walks out, steps on the scale, does his fucking thing. Shamrock walks out, steps on the scale, does his thing, extends his hand as if he's going to shake Abdul Karim El Sawadi's hand. Sawadi obliges, puts his hand out, and Shamrock fucking shoves him hard as shit. And, security stepped in or whatever. This is another one of those weird ones, okay? Because there is something going on with this fight. There is the trend. Now, if you guys don't know about the trend, I'm pulling it up right now on my phone. Shamrock is the favorite on the money line, okay?
He is?
Yes, he is the slight favorite on the money line, but his point spread is +3.5, okay? Now, you might be asking, Bam, who gives a fuck? I'll tell you who gives a fuck, the betting community, because that is now 7 fights in a row that we have seen that guy has won the fight. So the odds indicate Shamrock wins this fight. I thought Shamrock was going to win this fight regardless of the fact, because I do think he's the better fighter. Abdul Karim El Sawadi, like he's just not it, man. And I used this analogy earlier in the week to break it down. I think he's one of those guys that is just a level above regional, where he's like the best guy on the regional scene, but he's like very low level UFC. Something about his game does not translate to the UFC very well. I don't believe in him. So for that reason alone, I am going to go with Shamrock, but the betting thing does not fucking make me any less confident. What do you think about this?
The whole shoving thing, I'm not really surprised. Shamrock has done it before.
Yeah.
In a previous fight, he kicked someone into the body, and apparently it broke a rib, from what I hear. And I don't know what the story was, but I just saw the clip, and I was like, fucking hell.
What are these guys in Liverpool doing, bro? What are they doing?
I don't know. He was I heard his story. He was on the run for like 3 years. Like, and he didn't even do it or something. I don't fucking know.
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
By the way, what is his? Is it Shaquem? Is that the actual name?
Yeah, it's Shaquem or something like that.
That's fucking nuts. By the way, McMuffin says Rock was a dog and then flipped to a favorite, which would tell you why the +3.5 is on his side. Still, though, a trend is a trend. 7 in a row. But go ahead.
Abdul, he had a fight a few months ago. I can't remember. It was a Brazilian guy. I can't remember the name. I apologize for that. But I remember picking against him because I thought he would get chinned.
He hasn't fought in 2 years.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Abdul Karim El Sawadi has not fought in 2. His last fight was 2024 against Loic Rajabov, but he had multiple fights canceled last year.
Yeah, with the break, also, I believe Abdul is a bit chinny. Shamrock is known for submissions.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say either a knockout or submission, because honestly, it's one of those fights. It could be a club and sub, because we've seen that with Bia Mosquito, where she dropped her bad. She could have finished her ground and pound, but just jumped on a rear naked. So I'm just going to go finish rounds 1 or 2 for Shamrock. That's what I say.
Yeah, he should have the advantage in the grappling for sure, and I think it's probably the easiest road to victory for him. But yeah, he might just. You got to think about it, man. He's a hype kind of guy. He's going to be fighting in England. Like, I could see him really just doing some stupid shit and putting himself in risk's way, let's call it. But yeah, I'm fairly confident in him as well. And then we move on to the final fight, which is actually the first fight of the night, because Melissa Mullins, Luana Carolina, for those of you that don't know, that's been canceled. Luana Carolina missed weight, as she tends to do. But we have Chanel Dyer versus Ravinia Oliveira. This one I was struggling with, right? I really think that Ravinia Oliveira is she's the more technical, well-rounded fighter to me, right? But we did see Chanel Dyer on the Contender Series in just an absolute war, which shout out to her opponent as well. You don't really see that in women's MMA, and I'm not trying to be that guy, but you don't see that kind of fight in women's MMA, so it's very refreshing to see somebody that is willing to go out there and fight. Her boxing looked so goddamn smooth. She looked explosive. She looked aggressive. She looked dangerous. Started to fade a little bit. very tough fight for me to pick. I ended up siding with Chanel Dyer. But the one thing of note, anytime these fight nights have been going to other countries, they tend to, weirdly enough, it's been that the opposing fighter, the out of towner, the foreigner, is winning the fights at the beginning of the card. But I'll still stick with Chanel Dyer. She's dangerous, and I think the UFC needs themselves a British star. And they, especially for women, it's slim pickings out there. So Chanel Dyer, I think she wins this fight. Could be a KO. If it goes to decision, she probably wins anyways. What do you think?
Yeah, the odds for this fight are crazy. I believe Chanel Dyer is like a minus 500 or something like that where I am. That's fucking nuts considering how, like, she got dropped like 4 times in her last fight. So that's crazy. I think she should be like a 1-2 or like minus 200, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, minus 500 is crazy. But I do think I can see Chanel Dyer either getting, I can't see grappling, so I'm going to go KO or points for Chanel Dyer. I can't really say when.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't see like a submission. I don't think it's live at all. So I agree. I mean, TKO, KO, decision, all valid. I wouldn't put this on a parlay. If we're betting this, I'm not very like, I don't, women's fights and parlays don't really go well together. And then first fight of the night and parlays don't tend to go well with each other either. So I would kind of avoid this one from a betting perspective. You joined a little bit late as we were doing the card. I might be wrong, so I'll let you hit the top of this card, even though I already went over it. But which fight did you start at? The Leeds and CLD, right? That's the one you joined on? Okay, let's just go up from there. Ewo versus Austin Lane. Give me your thoughts.
Ewo by massacre round 1.
Okay, are you worried at all that Austin Lane is 7 inches taller?
No, not really, because Austin Lane, his whole style is just crash into his opponent. He's not really technical on the outside. You can't really see him. Most I can see him doing is standing back body kick. I can't really see him throwing any weird damaging strikes from range. He's more crash in, make it dirty. I feel like it's perfect for Iwo Baranowski. I can see him cracking him.
The insanity of here. Okay, so I'm picking Ewo as well. I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned for him because I do think that 7 inches is fucking, it's a lot, right? There's a big difference there. And that's also what she said. But look, Austin Lane, he's big, man. He's a former NFL defensive player, which is a different kind of athleticism. I know that he hasn't looked like the best fighter on earth. A lot of these NFL guys coming over to the UFC don't look great. But, man, he is a fucking big dude. He is huge. And Iwo Baranowski, I think the odds are juiced in his favor at this point because people are so interested in him after what he did last time out. It was so entertaining. Here's the thing. You can be very confident in Iwo Baranowski, and I get it. That's fine. Give me your confidence percentage because I want to get somewhere with this.
I'd say about 90.
Okay. On Tapology, 98% of people have picked Iwo Baranowski versus a guy that's a former heavyweight. I know he's chinny, but fuck, man. Like, I just feel like we are overly confident in Iwo Baranowski as a community, and this could be a massive, massive just fuck you to the fan base, a massive fuck you to the bettors, because I'm sure that if we're getting 98-2 on Tapology, my assumption is that the betting has to be crooked on this one as well. One thing that Las Vegas doesn't like doing, I don't know if you've ever been there, I might be wrong, but I'd be spending some time in Vegas. They don't like losing. They do not like losing. And Lord Zord in the chat says, Austin Lane getting it done. Iwo is open. He is open for what it's worth. So again, the official pick, Iwo Baranowski, I am not throwing him in any sort of fucking parlays. If I am betting on this fight, I am betting on Austin Lane by knockout because that's the only value that you have in this entire fight. Ultimately, though, I agree with you. Let's move on to weird matchmaking. Michael Venom Page, MVP versus Sam Patterson. 2 English fighters versus each other. I think the UFC is trying to fuck over Michael Venom Page. I think they want him to lose. I'm ultimately picking him to win this fight because I think he's untouchable on the feet. But I think the UFC wants him to lose. They want to like drop his contract down or something. What do you think?
Yeah, it's very weird seeing the Sam Patterson matchup, and I feel like they want a fluke knockout from Sam Patterson. I think they love that. But the thing is, I see everyone saying only chance Sam Patterson has is by sub. I don't think he's nearly as close for good as grappler as Ian Gary. especially since he trained with Oliveira.
Yeah.
I don't think he's anywhere close to that. So I'm not confident in him getting the takedowns. Most I can see is him holding him against the fence. But in the boxing, Sam Patterson's a take one to give one kind of fighter. Venom Page is going to spark him out in the second round.
Yeah, Michael Venom Page doesn't get touched. You know, like if I agree with you fully because look, Sam Patterson is a give one to take one kind of guy. Michael Venom Page is the most defensively responsible guy I've ever fucking seen, at least in the last 5, 6, 7 years. 6, 7. He's so defensively responsible. He does not get touched. That in and out movement that he has the karate stance where he jolts in and jolts out. It's unbelievable. Like, you cannot touch this guy on the feet. I don't care who you are. Like, you are not striking with MVP. He is going to outstrike you. Whether you are number one in the division, you're the champion, you're the number one contender, you're the best striker in the division. Like, you're not fucking touching him on the feet. It's just not happening. I haven't seen it. I've seen a million fights in Bellator. I've seen all his fights in the UFC. He made Ian Gary a grappler. And you're right, Ian Gary's a better fighter than Michael Venom Page. He's a way better fighter than Sam Patterson. I just don't know how Sam Patterson's boxing game would translate. He was able to spark out Danny Barlow. This ain't fucking Danny Barlow. This is not a guy that's going to brawl with you. Michael Venom Page will stay on the bike. He will stay on the bicycle, as you guys over there like to say, and he's going to just fucking move around the cage. He's not getting touched by Sam Patterson. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. It ain't happening. I might be wrong. Let's see. We're moving up. Luke Riley, your boy, versus Michael Aswell Jr. DS is back. Welcome, DS.
What up? What up?
What up? We're just recapping going up the card this time. Luke Riley, Michael Aswell Jr. If you want to give us your thoughts, and then we'll go to I might be wrong.
I think he's got a proper cob on him, lad.
Okay. Proper clobber him? Is that what that was?
Proper cob.
Okay, proper cob. Got it. Okay. I might be wrong.
I think Luke Riley. I see everyone saying Luke Riley by points. I can see like points. Some might say KO or points, but I see him TKOing him late, around maybe the end of round 2, start of round 3. Luke Riley is a fighter. I've noticed this in his like fights. He builds. Like, he'll lose round 1, win round 2, and then dominate round 3. So I'm very confident in that.
Yeah, I loved his debut. I thought that was such an interesting fight. I loved Luke Riley on Cage Warriors, especially that last fight that he had where he was defending his belt and he was just like, I will retire. I am willing to fucking retire. If the UFC doesn't sign me right now, I'm done with MMA. So I love that kind of commitment. Great fight against Bogdangrad last time out. I think he gets it done as well. And then finally, we are back to.
I think it's a showcase fight for Luke Riley.
That's exactly what it is, DS. They're giving it, like, first of all, Luke Riley is not a co-main event in the UFC, and fucking Michael Aswell Jr. is definitely not a co-main event.
Yeah.
Like, let's be serious. This is strategic matchmaking.
Yep.
At its fucking best. Movsar Evloev, Lerone Murphy. We are back. We worked our way down. We worked our way back up. I might be wrong. Give us your thoughts. We haven't heard from you on this one.
Now, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen the sparring footage of Evloev and Murphy.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a part it's going to play, but it's certainly given me a bit more confidence. We've never really seen Evloev, like, be a striker. He normally just barely edges out a decision when he gets the grappling going. But this is his first 5-round fight. Murphy's been there. You know, he's done that against someone who's grappling against him. And he's going to have experience from training with Evloev. I can see Evloev winning the first 2 rounds, and then round 3, 4, I can see Murphy coming back, and then round 5, it's a toss up, and I can see it going to a split decision, and I'm gonna go with Lerone Murphy.
Lerone the Miracle Murphy. DS.
I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with that. I just think ultimately Evloev is just gonna win minutes. And man, the biggest question obviously is how's the takedown defense going to hold up, right, for Lerone Murphy? So, you know, if he's able to stuff some of those takedowns, get Evloev a little gassed, you know, from exerting that energy to try to get the takedowns, it's kind of a toss-up for me, man. I just think Evloev will still get it done. I think he's going to try to make it boring, even though he spent all week saying how only casuals think he's boring and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, there's also some question marks, right? Like, he's coming off the longest layoff of his career, I want to say at this point. You know, some health issues and things like that. So is his cardio going to hold up? But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I'm not gonna bid against him.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Movsar Evloev as well. But here's the thing, man. One thing I've fucking learned, and I think we really need to understand this as a community. Lerone Murphy is not that fucking bad. I feel like he got a lot of shit for just being a bad fighter and being boring and being a decision merchant, man.
Being a bad fighter, I think
Not a bad fighter, like an overrated fighter, right? I feel like a lot
he's
of
really good. I mean,
yeah,
I think he's really fucking good.
I agree, but again, I think the narrative about him was that he was overrated and that he didn't fight enough and whatever. I think he is starting to take his career super seriously. I think he is a very sharp striker. I think he is what this sounds crazy because this is a champion, but I think he is what Leon Edwards thinks he was. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he is a better Leon Edwards. So I don't want to count Lerone Murphy out in this one. I'm like 55-45 going with Movsar Evloev in terms of percentage, just because the grappling, man. Movsar is a motherfucker on the ground. The scrambling is crazy, amongst the best in the UFC, and he looks shredded. He looks shredded, like absolutely jacked. We know he's been on a couple of cycles.
that dude's fucking juicing, dude.
He's juicing for
Or
sure.
he was juicing. I mean, he had a long layoff there, obviously. You know, what was it, like a year and a half or whatever the hell it was? I mean, that's plenty of time. The half-life of a lot of steroids is not that long, especially these peptides and shit nowadays, SARM goblins. Yeah, he looks like he was fucking he's looking a little juicy. No Diddy.
Now, let me ask you guys this. Is the winner of this fight, whether it is Movsar, whether it is Lerone Murphy, is the winner of this fight getting the Alexander Volkanovski matchup? Or is there a possibility, if it's a shitty fight, a boring fight, is there a possibility they jump these guys with Gene Silva, who
Silva?
is in
Yeah.
town? DS,
I
give me your
fucking
thoughts
hope
first.
not.
I mean, that would be so fucking shitty. That would be so shitty if they gave it to Gene Silva, to be honest with you. But in this Paramount era, and you know, with like some of the decisions that the UFC has made lately, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, truthfully. I would not like to see that. I would. These guys definitely deserve it. Whoever wins this fight should absolutely get it. If it's boring, like you said, though, I think that's exactly what they're gonna do.
I might be wrong.
I don't care. Whoever wins this fight gets the next title shot. I don't care if it's a slugfest. I don't care if it's a DDP Hamza #2. The winner of this fight gets the shot next. You know, a Diego Lopez victim shouldn't get a title shot against someone who massacred Diego Lopez twice. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah, when it comes to meritocracy, obviously these are the two guys that deserve the next title shot, right? Whoever wins it. First of all, in reality,
I mean, it's about as clear of a #1 contender fight as you can have.
but here's the biggest issue with it, right? Shout out, I love Alexander Volkanovski. I think you guys all know that. Realistically, with what Alexander Volkanovski has done to the division, minus Ilia Topuria, right? Because Ilia Topuria beat him, took the belt, left, whatever. Besides him, Alexander Volkanovski has cleaned out the division. He has cleaned out this entire division, Volk. And these are the two guys that he hasn't fought. They should have realistically already done Lerone Murphy and Volk.
100%.
And had Volk beaten him, it should be Volk versus Movsar next.
Yep.
Had Murphy beaten Volk, we could have got a rematch, right? Volk would have got himself a rematch, and I get that. Some would say undeserved, but it is what it is. We should have already seen at least one of these two guys fight for the belt, and the other one should be fucking waiting. The problem is with Movsar Evloev, and everybody knows this, so many missed fights, so many pullouts, so many cancellations,
Yep.
and yes, 70% of them are his fault, 30% are not, but regardless, when you have more fights canceled in the UFC than fights you've actually had in the UFC is not going to do you any fucking favors, man. You got to show up to work to get paid, to get all these fucking prizes and whatever. McMuffin in the chat says, Dana don't give a fuck, LMAO. It will be Gene Silva. Then he says, if Lerone wins by finish, he'll get the next shot. If Evloev hugs to a decision, he will not get a shot. And that's kind of where my question was. Like, Gene Silva has been flown out, and he says it's by the UFC. He did the
I don't understand that. Like, what? Like,
here's my problem.
is it just to have like I don't know. Like, is he gonna fight one of these guys now? I don't know. I just don't get that. Like,
so he says that the UFC flew him out there. That Hunter and Dana contacted him out, flew out there, to apparently watch this boring fight and to sign the contract to fight Volkanovski for the belt. Like, here's what they did. He's lying. He's
They're gonna
exaggerating.
not only are they gonna book him against it, they're gonna rub their noses in it. That's fucking wild. Like,
That's not what's happening. He's been flown out there to do the meet and greet. He was flown out there to do the UFC media thing, like before the weigh-ins, where they sit on the stage and talk. That's why he was flown out there. He's also a contender at 45, so it makes sense for him to be there. I think the loser of this fight versus Gene Silva makes a lot of sense.
absolutely.
However, if the loser's Movsar Evloev, good fucking luck. We'll see you in 2029.
Yeah.
But here's the problem with it. Like, they didn't fly you out there to fucking cuck these guys. To have them, yeah, I want to fight. Give me Volk, and this guy just fuck you, and just sign a contract in front of him. That's not what the fuck is happening. Like, go fuck yourself. I hate Gene Silva. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking hate that guy. He's a piece of shit. He's a liar. He's a fucking asshole. I hate him. I loved what your boy Diego Lopez did to him. That shit made me so happy, so happy. And
and don't forget, I called that shit too.
You did. He picked Gene Silva, or I'm sorry, he picked Diego Lopez in that fight. I might be wrong. Did you pick Diego Lopez or Gene Silva?
Unfortunately, no, but I wasn't unhappy.
Yeah,
I went Silva by TKO, but I didn't think he'd flatline him. I think it'd be more of Diego's kind of huddle up in the corner. They'd stop it. But
who's your favorite and least favorite fighting nerd?
Favorite is Rufy.
Okay.
Least favorite is Bohalio.
DS.
Man, probably Gene. Well, yeah, probably Gene Silva is my least favorite, just like as a person. Honestly, he bothers me. But yeah, probably Hoofy's. Probably Hoofy's my favorite.
What are you, Prates? You're a Prates guy.
I was gonna say it's obviously either one of them two. So
I seen Prates at the nightclub that night. He was like smoking cigarettes and fucking just taking shots. He was absolutely hammered. You could see that video, by the way, at D107 MMA on Instagram. Sick. Western Mass in the chat. Seems to me the UFC kind of wants to build some stars, probably to a limited extent. Meanwhile, let guys like Murphy and Evloev kill each other off. Yeah, probably. That's like DS has been talking about this. Like, this has been a talking point, but DS, you've been kind of talking about this more than most, I would say. This Paramount era, like, they want to fucking build stars. They don't care anymore about meritocracy and about winning streaks. And it's like, they already didn't give a fuck before with guys like Bilal Muhammad, guys like Merab Dvalishvili, guys like Leon Edwards, where, like, if you were boring, quote unquote, you had to win 10, 11 straight fights. Benil Dariush won like 9 straight, never got a title shot. So they already didn't care. And now they really don't give a fuck on Paramount.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Adrian Yanez talked about that yesterday on the interview. You know, like,
didn't mention that. Yeah.
Where he thinks that. Yeah. So, well, if you haven't seen that, it was a great interview. Go check it out. But yeah, I mean, he even talked about it where it's like it's part of the sport. You know, you can't fucking say like, here, this is the sport. Here's everything that's allowed. Here's how we judge it, and then like, you know, reward different things. I get it. You know, I get it. I don't like a fucking boring lay down on somebody fight either, but you know, like, now we're going back to like the Hamza thing where it's like, yeah, that was about as dominant as it gets. It wasn't fun to watch.
Yeah. And we paid like fucking $8,000 combined to be there. So I really did not like that. Like,
and we sent somebody else to be there.
And we paid like $22 for a beer, which is like, what are we doing? You know? That shouldn't be the cost, DS. Not in this fucking economy.
Bro, I got a foot long from Subway yesterday. It was $16 fucking. I almost threw it at the dude's dome, honestly.
Fuck?
That's nuts.
I'm like, $16 fucking. He's like, you, buddy, you had pepperoni. Like, okay, pepperoni's fucking how much? $6? So
were you downtown?
No, I was over here in fucking Logan.
That's fucked up, dude. That is fucked up. But
over here, it's like fucking €8.
What is the what are we transition? Like, what's the transition rate right now?
I think that's about $10 or maybe $10.50 or something like that.
Euro to dollar. I'm peeping it. I'm peeping it. Euro to dollar right now. €1 equals $1.16. Okay. And in England, I believe that's 1 quid. Okay. 1 quid point something. I don't know what the fuck they call their money over there.
Pounds.
Pounds. But what is quid? Quid's just like a slang term, right?
It's slang term for both currency.
Yeah. It's like saying like $10. or
Yeah.
something, right? Okay. McMuffin's
Yeah.
here just fucking
Yep.
laughing at us. Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, all I know is that the UFC only cares about entertainment at this point. And I'm down, right? Like, because more eyes on the sport is good. More eyes on the sport is good for the sport. It's good for us as content creators, but also it's just like fucking a lot of people over who this, like, you're playing with people's lives. This is people's lives. This is their livelihood. This is their career. And you are just like, I'm sorry, you're not pretty or you're not fucking good. Like, you're not entertaining. So fuck you. You don't get to like live the way you should. And that's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
it is what it is. Anyways, guys, yeah. UFC fucking London. Any like final words? We have like 14 minutes until the card starts. So
No,
about
I
10 more
got
minutes
to
on this
hop
card.
off actually, but it's been real. You
It's
know.
been real. DS, you take care. You have fun. Are you home or are you still doing things?
No, I still got a couple more clients.
Okay. Well, you enjoy. Good luck with that.
Thanks. See you guys.
Yeah, take care. I might be wrong. We're gonna be getting out of here in like 9 minutes. What else do you want to say? Talk to me.
I have 2 points to make. First of all, John Silva, I think they're gonna give him the title shot. I don't want them to, but I think I think they want him to fluke a knockout, and then they can do Lopez Silva too.
I would think fucking hate that.
I think this is all one big. I think they want Lopez as champion.
Of course.
Dana goons to Mexico. I'm just gonna say how it is. He's gooning to Mexicans. He really wants a Mexican champion right now. He's gonna have Lopez win the belt, and I bet you they're gonna do Yair versus Lopez for the belt. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, I hate those situations. Okay, so another situation that's similar to that. I know you said you have one more point, but just to get into that, yesterday we did the interview with Adrian Yanez, as DS was talking about. Go check it out. By the way, it was super fun, super cool guy. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. I asked him, we're asking him about some matchups and give us your prediction. Who do you got in this one? And I was like, what about the potential rematch, the trilogy of Merab versus Peter Yan? Like, who do you got in that one? And he broke it down, and he ended up going with Merab, which shout out Adrian Yanez for a great pick, just like a genius pick. And of course, me and you are going to go with Merab in that one.
Of course.
But I was questioning him. I was like, what about O'Malley Zahabi at the White House? And he ended up picking O'Malley. And I was like, do you think they give O'Malley that title shot? And he goes, if O'Malley beats Ayman Zahabi, they will give O'Malley the Peter Yan title shot. And if Zahabi wins, they'll give the title fight to Merab. Now, here's my thought process, right? Let's say I expect O'Malley to win that fight. I don't know if you do. Do you expect them to beat Ayman Zahabi at the White House?
This is a squash match.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think Zahabi's good, but it's Sean O'Malley. Like, let's not discredit Sean O'Malley, right?
He has that YIOTA stance.
What is that?
He has the YIOTA stance, the way he walks forward. He's prime for a check.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's my thought process. Let's say they do give O'Malley the rematch. Let's say he beats Peter Yan again, quote unquote, right? Because I don't know that he won the first fight. But if he beats Peter Yan, I would hate the idea of Sean O'Malley being the champion, fighting Merab Dvalishvili in the trilogy where Merab is 2-0, right? And Merab has to come out and as the challenger, he has to come out second or whatever. And again, I think we've already seen 7 or 8 rounds of O'Malley versus Merab. We know how it goes. Merab is the better fighter between the two. You let these guys fight 10 times, I think Merab wins 8 or 8.5 out of 10, right? Like that's kind of where I'm at. But Sean O'Malley has the power to spark anyone out. And it's a matter of touching Merab Dvalishvili the right way one time and he puts him out. So that would end their trilogy. They would never fight again. O'Malley would have the upper hand even though he lost the trilogy. And I would really fucking hate that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think, honestly, it's weird to say this as a Merab fan, but no matter what, I'm okay with it. Because dread it, run from it. At some point, Merab will get a title shot and shoot 100 takedowns. And he will get that title back. No matter who is.
No, I agree, man. I think Merab is... I'm glad that I have you on because we can talk a little Merab, right? And fucking... I just feel like this sounds weird. I'm a huge Merab fan. Like, I'm a Merab Glazer. That's my guy. But I think I understand Merab Dvalishvili to a level that a lot of people don't. And this isn't me just saying that I'm the fucking smartest MMA fan in the room or I'm the fucking biggest Merab fan or whatever, but I get it. Like, I see Merab and I can read right through him. I know what the fuck is going on. Last year, I think the only reason, and call this cope if you want to, I think the reason he lost that fight is the weight cut. I think it was too goddamn much, too many times that he did it, and he wasn't ready to go. If you remember Saturday morning, leaving his house, going to the card, he looked like dog shit on Saturday morning. And Merab always looks bad during weight cuts, but he looked bad on Saturday going to the arena. So I think the weight cut was a little too much. I think a well-rested Merab walks through Peter Yan again. I think he walks through him like the first fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, but I also think the game plan, I felt like he was a bit overconfident. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this first 2 rounds, way too willing to just strike. With Marab, a lot of the opportunities he has for striking get opened up by his pressure and
Yeah.
wrestling. The
Yes.
takedown threat opens up everything Marab has with boxing. We saw it in the Corey Sandhagen fight. He dropped his hands for a second. Marab cracked him. He needs to keep for the first 10 seconds. I better see one takedown attempt just to keep Yan on his toes. That's what I think.
Yeah. And McMuffin in the chat saying UFC forcing Merab to defend quickly over and over and over because he is a hugger is hilarious. And there is part of that. It is part of that, McMuffin. Like, they absolutely, they didn't love Merab with the belt, right? I'll give you like the breakdown. The UFC never liked Merab at the beginning. I mean, at first he was a nobody, right? He was just a fucking Georgian dude and like, who cares? As he started getting closer and closer and closer and closer to the belt and beating these people in boring ways, right? Like dominated Jose Aldo, got the fucking same treatment that Mario Batista got. The UFC did not like that. The fan base did not like that. And I think the fan base, on top of not liking what he did to Jose Aldo, also hated him because they hated Aljamain Sterling for what he did to Peter Yan. So a lot of that got rubbed off on Merab. Then there was the whole, like, he won't fight his friend, what a bitch, that whole narrative. So a lot of hate was put on Merab Dvalishvili earlier, pre-title. When he got the title fight versus O'Malley, he beat O'Malley. The UFC hated that, immediately booked him versus Umar because they would rather have Umar with the belt, and they saw that as an opportunity. Well, he walked through Umar. Then they're like, you know what? We give O'Malley his fucking chance to come back. He finishes O'Malley. And I think at that point, I think that was the moment where UFC, the normal fan base, like as an entire, as a whole, the fan base started to respect Merab. And I think the UFC started to respect Merab at that point. They're like, you know what? This guy's that damn good. Let's kind of start getting behind him. They gave him a couple months off. They let him fight Sandhagen in August or September or whatever it ended up being. And he fucked up Corey Sandhagen. And at that point, that was really when shit hit the wall where everyone's like, oh my God, Merab. And everybody started turning in favor of Merab. Then, of course, he wanted the Peter Yan rematch. That was the problem. And so that goes with what you were saying. I might be wrong. It was the overconfident, maybe a little bit of greed, wanting that record, wanting another paycheck so he can have Christmas off with his family and go to Georgia and do whatever the fuck he wanted to do and actually get his rest. But you can't do that in the UFC. There is no time for overconfidence. There is no time for greed. We've seen it time and time again. The more and more you do these weight cuts, the more often you do them, it's eventually going to catch up to you. So I agree. Overconfident. Thought he dominated Peter Yan the first time. I can do this on limited rest, on limited camp, and that's just not the case because Peter Yan for years was looking for that get back on Merab. So he's been watching.
I feel like the whole thing, like the UFC being a bit against Merab, I feel like that's shifted a little bit.
Yes.
I feel like with Yan, he's kind of put himself in some kind of little feud with the company because there was a clip backstage of him refusing to shake hands with a matchmaker. Like, he pretty much just told him to fuck off.
Yeah.
So there might be some grudge there. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think the matchup's clean for Merab, to be honest. Full camp.
Yeah, I think Merab, every month that the rematch doesn't get announced, I'm happy because I want a longer rest for Merab. Jan's used to it, so that doesn't really affect me. He's getting back surgery. I don't want any excuses. But hopefully not within 3 months. Hopefully in about 5 months towards July,
Yeah.
I'd like to see that rematch happen.
Dude, we are on the same page. I agree. Every fucking announcement that comes and I don't hear Peter Yan versus Merab Dvalishvili, I get happy. But as we get closer to June, I get worried because O'Malley might steal the title shot. Two more things and we'll get out of here. I might be wrong. Zapper in the chat says, I'm going Kita at the end. I just watched Wood versus Delgado. That was a terrible robbery. And then I wanted to touch on this. McMuffin says it helps that he has gained traction online and people started liking him. But if his fights continue to be boring, they will get backlash at the end of each of his fights. Here's the problem, McMuffin. I fucking don't buy that narrative. I don't buy the Merab is boring narrative, right? Like the end of last year was such a good, like we got such a good sample size of boring title fights, right? There was a stretch of like 5 title fights, 5 main events, 5 title fights, whatever it was, where we got Islam versus JDM, Hamzat versus DDP, Valentina versus Wei Li, which were 3 super fucking boring fights. We got Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane, which ended unceremoniously in the first round with an eye poke. So we were getting like fucked over. Go back and watch all 4 of Merab's title fights last year. All 4 of them. And you're going to be like, I don't want to waste my time and watch a Merab fight. Fine. The fight versus Umar was a fight of the year contender. The second fight versus O'Malley, he finished Sean O'Malley. The third fight, he almost knocked out Corey Sandhagen and beat his ass from pillar to post. And then say what you will about the Peter Yan fight. This might be delusion. I think it was closer than we originally thought it was watching it live, but a super fucking entertaining fight. So I don't think he's boring. What do you think? I might be wrong.
I think the narrative comes from just, people don't like one-sided fights.
Yeah.
And I understand that. Like I was watching a fight with my friends. One-sided fight. It was a striking battle, but they started saying it was boring because it was literally just point, and it was a boxing match.
Yeah.
Your man was about 10 rounds up, and they were bored out of their minds. People love back and forths. And I feel like Merab is so dominant. The thing is with Volkanovski as well. People were saying that was a boring fight. It was just one-sided. Yeah. That's all it was. It was slightly boring, maybe, but he did hurt Lopez at some points. But it was just one-sided.
Yeah,
so,
and you can't be mad at that, right?
Can't be mad at it. It's like he's trying his best. He's emoting,
Merab, he's been killed. Look, I swear, man. Again, and I'm sorry to cut you off. McMuffin says he's probably biased because he doesn't really like grapplers. I don't really like grapplers. I don't fucking really like grapplers. And yes, I can see where there's 2 minutes of that fight or 3 minutes of that fight where he has O'Malley against the cage and he's kneeing him. That is boring. Like, sure. Yeah. But like the rest of it's not. You know what I mean? He's cracking O'Malley on the feet. Like you said, he's fucking emoting against Umar. He's looking at Habib and mocking him. He's pointing at people. Like that shit's fun as fuck. Like we give Nate Diaz all the credit in the world for pointing at Leon Edwards. Like Merab does that in every fight.
Yeah.
Anyways, I might be wrong. I appreciate you, dog, for showing up. It is now 2 minutes to the prelims, or probably 15 minutes or so. You know how they are. But regardless, we are hitting that time. So, guys, I appreciate all of you for joining. Please like and subscribe. It would mean the world to us. I might be wrong right here, guys. Go check them out. I might be wrong. Is it IMBMW at MMA on YouTube, right?
It's both. You can either do IMBW MMA or I Might Be Wrong MMA with no spaces.
All right, so he's going live for a pre-show, or not for a pre-show, for a fucking watch-along, fight companion.
20 minutes to get it sorted out, and then I'll go live.
There it is. So he'll be live for you guys in 20 minutes if you want some more entertainment while you're watching these fights. Yeah, go check them out. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to I Might Be Wrong. Thank you to DS for showing up fucking finally. Yeah, let's go enjoy some fights, guys. Let's go enjoy some fights.
Peace.
Peace.